Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Warrior Steve Kerr gets real about Draymond Green amid flagrant technical fouls. Draymond Green had a tough night in the Golden State Warriors' 106-96 loss to the Houston Rockets on Sunday. In 27 minutes of action, Green only had 2 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. He shot 1 of 5 from the field as he couldn't make his usual two-way impact due to fouls. He committed 5 personal fouls throughout the contest, even getting a technical foul. There was also a moment early in the third quarter where, instead of getting an and one opportunity, the officials reversed the call and changed it to a flagrant 1 foul. Head coach Steve Kerr reflected on Green's performance after the game. He didn't criticize his star's performance. Instead, he praised him for maintaining his competitive spirit despite being in foul trouble. "I love his fire. There is a reason why we have 4 banners up there," Kerr said. It is quite noteworthy for Steve Kerr to arrive to Draymond Green's defense, knowing how important he is to the Warrior scheme on both sides of the ball. Green has excelled in his role, while Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Brandon Podziemski command more of the scoring. He does more of the physical work, rebounding the ball and applying high-level pressure against his matchups. This has earned him a place in the conversation for the Defensive Player of the Year award, a feat that would give a lot of recognition towards his efforts this year. Golden State fell to a 46-32 record on the season, holding the 6th spot in the Western Conference standings. They are in a 4-way tie for 5th place with the Los Angeles Clippers, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Memphis Grizzlies. Following Sunday's loss to the Rockets, the Warriors will look to bounce back in their next matchup, being on the road in a heated back-and-forth matchup between 2 Western Conference rivals, which saw Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green receive both technical and flagrant 1 fouls. Stephen Curry clashed verbally with Houston Rockets head coach Udoka as the first half concluded. Curry and Udoka appeared to exchange words while both teams made their way off the court. After the game, Curry was asked about his heated exchange with Udoka. The All-Star point guard jokingly explained that he was upset because Udoka had canceled a reservation at his wife's restaurant in San Francisco, International Smoke. "He made a reservation at International Smoke, and he canceled it, and so I was kind of upset with him. We went back and forth on that," said the Warriors sharpshooter Stephen Curry in his post-game interview. After the game, Udoka was asked about the exchange with Curry and referred to it as a little friendly banter. "I was talking to my team about the physicality," said the Rockets head coach. "This is the type of game we like. This is who we are." He said something, I said something, nothing, a little friendly banter. The brief altercation had no lasting impact, and both teams proceeded with their halftime routines without further incident. More importantly, Udoka developed a solid game plan to defend Curry, and his players executed it flawlessly. As a result, Curry, who had been averaging 41.7 points on 51.3% shooting over his previous 3 games, was held to just 3 points against the Rockets, shooting 1 of 10 overall and 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. Warriors Steve Kerr's blunt message after loss to Rockets. Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors are competing for playoff positioning with just a few games remaining in the regular season. On Sunday night, they came up short against the Houston Rockets by a final score of 106-96. With the loss, the Warriors dropped to 46-32 on the season. They now sit at number 6 in the Western Conference and are tied with the Los Angeles Clippers in the standings and are just half of a game behind the number 4 seeded Denver Nuggets. Losing to the Rockets was a tough pill to swallow. However, Houston is one of the best teams in the NBA and improved to 52-27 with the win. Stephen Curry had a tough outing. He scored just 3 points on 14-10 shooting and 1-8 from behind the 3-point arc. Golden State just could not overcome the tough performance from its superstar. Following the game, Kerr sent a blunt message about the loss as shared by 95.7 The game. Kerr revealed his thoughts about losing to the Rockets. "We ran into a hot team, Rockets. You just quickly move on," Kerr said. "I'm going to go home. and I'm going to watch the White Lotus, and then I'm going to get on a plane tomorrow. I'm just being honest, there is no time for a slump at this point in the season. All the Warriors can do is pick themselves back up and go get a win next time out. Speaking of next time out, Golden State will face off against the Phoenix Suns on Tuesday night. Rockets IME Udoka sounds off on heated moment with Warriors Stephen Curry. Games between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors tend to get heated, and this is especially the case when both teams are good like they are right now. On Sunday night, in the middle of the Rockets' 106-96 win over the Warriors, there was a tense moment between head coach Udoka and Stephen Curry, with the two men exchanging some fiery words right at the halftime interval. But it doesn't seem as though this exchange between Udoka and Curry went beyond anything what anyone might consider to be personal. The Rockets head coach shed some light on the exchange after the game and chalked it up to the ever-competitive nature of their games against the Warriors. He said something, I said something, just some friendly banter, Udoka revealed. Per Anthony Slater of The Athletic, Curry has been a thorn in Udoka's side over the past few years, dating back to the Rockets head coach's days with the Boston Celtics. As one would recall, it was Curry who led the Warriors to a championship in 2022 against Udoka Celtics. And since then, Udoka has certainly been hard at work figuring out how to slow down the two-time MVP. At the very least, Udoka had the upper hand on Curry on Sunday night, with the Warriors star being in the middle of a torrid stretch. The Rockets defense had to be on point to stop Curry, and on point they ended up being. They had Ian Thompson face guarding Curry for most of the night, and they ended up locking down Curry to the tune of just 3 points on a horrid 1-10 shooting from the field. The halftime exchange perhaps was Curry simply expressing his frustrations with the Rockets, bringing his competitive spirit out with the way they defended him on the night. The Rockets have hung their hat on defense all season long, and they are proving to be a frightening team to face, and the scary part is that their defense should translate to the playoffs, and they will be a very tough out considering how little, if any, weak spots they have on that end of the floor. It takes some kind of effort to hold Stephen Curry down to just 3 points on 10% shooting, and credit must go to Rockets head coach Udoka for getting his team ready the way he did on Sunday. And you, Fen, what do you think about I am Udoka situation? Write to us in the comments.